Day for Carson Kuhlman. Is he in tonight? Is he going to play?
We won't know our lineup till tonight. We've got a couple of game time decisions. So if you don't see him tonight, you'll certainly see him on the weekend. A lot of good reports on his skating, his compete. He's a good penalty killer, and we picked him up to play him. So, yes, you will see him if you don't see him tonight. And he traveled the last couple of days like he hasn't been on the ice, so to throw him in there right away without being around the team would be tough on him as well. So we'll make that call tonight, but you will see him. He's here to play.
Still the illness, I guess, kind of working its way through the room?
We got some maintenance things we got to deal with.
Okay.
Like every other team in the league.
You kind of give a bit of a scouting report on Carson. It sounds like he's a strong forechecker as well, something that...
Great skater. Very competitive guy for not the biggest guy, and he does a real good job killing penalties. So, yeah.
You guys like Minnesotans quite a bit. Is this just another one to the list? Or?
I said, give me his phone number, please. I see a 218 number right away. I know where that is.
I know, Rick, your team didn't skate yesterday, but one of your players did, and obviously that's an encouraging development with Nikolai hitting the ice. Just what can you tell us about how that went and what kind of timeline you now see for him going forward?
From what he tells me, he felt fine. But that's a long process now. Just get out there and skate by yourself, and it'll take some time just to feel comfortable out there skating again, and pushing in the angles and the cutting and that. So I'd say he's on schedule, but a timeline. I can't give you a time. It's still a couple of weeks away, clearly at least.
Right. I think the most optimistic was about 6 weeks at the time of the surgery. We're 3 weeks out from that. So. Just in terms of, your group trying to put the last 2 games in the rearview mirror and not let a 2-gamer become a 3-gamer, which hasn't happened this year. What do you expect from your group tonight?
Well, for the most part, we played well against that. That was a hell of a hockey game. Like I said, did we have some missed assignments? Yes. So we have to clean that up. And I think one of the things we keep talking about with our players is when you don't practice, details start to slip. And when they slip against a really good team, you're going to pay the price. So we had some missed assignments, and it wasn't a matter of being over aggressive or sitting back. It was just making the wrong read at the wrong time. It was as simple as that. So we didn't like that. As I mentioned, I certainly didn't like that last goal at the end of the first period, the second goal. But they're a good team. They're going to score some goals. They're going to create some chances. But we created enough as well. So it came down to that, the specialty teams in the third period. They scored 2, we got 1. But our second power play was fantastic, the way they were moving the puck around, and you give the kid in the nets a lot of credit for that. So it's one of those games. I'm very confident that we'll go out there and play another strong game tonight.
Rick, are some of those things that you were talking about that have been lost in the process for not being able to practice? Would penalty killing rather be at or near the top of that?
Yeah, it is, and yeah, you can cover so much in video, which we have to do. And again, we don't want to make it to burying them in video either, but there's just no time to practice. So we have to clean things up a little bit with video. Scotty's on top of that. He does a great job with the penalty killing, as you know. So they got a couple the other night. Washington got one. So there's things we have to clean up for sure. And it's hard to practice that in the morning skate, which we did today. And we're missing a couple of guys out there that normally kill penalties. So it's hard, but hey, that's what it is. It's the National Hockey League. You just you find ways to have success.
From the outside looking in, when you hear the coach say, some guys are on IV drips, the first visual is those guys in a hospital bed with a bag up on a stand and that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, is this just a normal type of procedure that you have to go through from time to time?
I said
as
that
well?
because it's the last thing I saw before I came in here. Oh, geez, but more dehydration than anything. So yeah, but again, it's just that time of year.
And one final question. Sometimes the game dictates the style, but you guys had one of your higher hit totals the other night against Vegas. Certainly, Nashville has a template for being a physical type of team. Is that something that is part of the preparation for tonight as well?
Well, yeah, they are a very heavy forward-checking team. Okay, and they got big guys, and they're physical, and they don't get looked off. They're coming right through you. So, yeah, we've got to get back, and we've got to move that puck quickly, and not hang on to it, because if you hang on it, you're gonna pay the price. You're gonna get bumped. Now they also have some highly skilled forwards that aren't going to come in and forecheck. They're going to try to make plays on the rush. So it's both. You have to prepare for both. That top line, they love carrying the puck in and finding second wave. And you got Roman Josi, who I love watching play. I hate coaching against him. I love the guy watching the play. He's worth the price of admission. Like he leads the rush. Most defensemen are given that first pass. He wants the second pass. He wants to go. So he's an elite player, an elite skater. So it's the top line you better be aware of. But Roman drives the bus back there, man. He's a special player.
Rick, your group did a great job against Alex the other day, but what's it like to see him hit 800 and join that kind of elite company with Ovechkin? I mean, getting to 800 the other night. I mean, what's impressed you most about his ability to put up those kind of totals?
He's just his consistency, and you know what impresses me? It's the goals. But he still loves to score goals. I love that. He gets excited about every goal. Right? Some guys get a goal. Yeah, okay. This guy gets excited about every goal. He loves scoring goals, and that's why he's got 800, and he's clearly not done yet. But yeah, it's that passion to score that has driven him to this far. And again, he's not done yet. There's a lot more goals coming, but you love to compete in him. You love the fire in his eyes when he's on that ice, and how he lights up when he gets the puck and has a chance to score.
Just dovetail off that. Because Mark Messier was on that TV the other night, and he's like, I can't believe he didn't think this was ever going to happen. Like somebody would get within 94 of Gretzky and possibly.
It's hard to believe. And different eras. Like the 80s was pretty wide open then. It was. So it's a lot harder to score in our league now. It's better coached. The goaltending's a lot better. It's harder to score in this league now than ever. As fast and as exciting as the game is, when you go back to how we played in the 80s, it was wide open. It was 6-5 every night, especially when you played those guys. And so for him to score the goals through the eras that he has is also very, very impressive. Thanks.
Thanks,